What it is, my Tenno, peace and grease here, and more than likely you clicked on the video because of the title, No More Tennocon. But before I dive headlong into that, I had to take a couple weeks off after Tennocon. I had to walk away from this game, I had to decompress, cool off, and then I'm ready to kind of come back and talk a little bit about it. Now, a little bit of backstory. I've been playing this game for what, like 8 years, I think, at this point, and I started trying to cover Tennocon, digital Tennocon, in 2018 or 2019. So I had like 2 or 3 good years, good runs of covering Tennocon, and I really enjoyed doing it. 2021 was the first year that I was excluded from Tennocon. Um, didn't get to see any of the sneak peeks. I think at that point it was the Angels of Zeramon sneak peek back there in 2021. But I didn't get to participate. I didn't get to see any of it. Now, don't get me wrong. That was technical issues. DE admitted it was technical issues. They tried to make it right. They tried to kind of do a rehash of the Tennocon relay and kind of try and show everybody the sneak peek. Um, you've heard me allude to the fact that being a Warframe content creator on console sucks. Previously, PC always got the content first, so everybody and their dog on PC had covered the content, and those of us on console, well, we were kind of left with the scraps or what was ever just kind of discarded, and we had to try to cover that or kind of make up our own, stuff to make videos. Now, DE has tried to kind of sync all platforms so that all platforms get the content at the same time, and that's a good thing that DE did that. Kudos to DE. But whenever you've got a situation like Tennocon back in 2021, everybody on console and PC was covering it at that moment that it went live. So me waiting 2 or 3 days later to try and cover that content is a waste of my time. I'm just not going to get any views, obviously. I mean, who wants to watch content that's 2 or 3 days after everybody and their dog has already covered it? Nobody, right? So it would be a waste of my time to even try. So I didn't even bother going and watching the sneak peek because I'm just like, whatever. It's a waste of my time at this point. Now, again, I don't hold any grudge. I don't have any ill feelings uh, towards DE for that. I mean, hey, technical issues happen. Gremlins, they occur all the time. No harm, no foul, you know. So here for 2022, the Tennocon, I actually started watching it earlier in the afternoon. I got to watch the sound and music panel and the art panel. A lot of talented developers there, really interesting stuff. But my plan was to come back at 5 p.m. when like everything kind of kicked off, the sneak peek for the Dewberry Paradox. And I had no intention of downloading an update. Yeah, hey, that was on me. I should have kind of expected that something like that was going to occur. However, I wasn't prepared for it. So I logged in at 5, instantly get hit with an update. Yeah, no harm, no foul again. I'm okay with that. But it did create a problem, which if you're on console, you probably know the problem I'm speaking of, and that is that for whatever reason, the game just stops recognizing you. Game says, "Oh, you don't have an account." And it's like, no, I have an account, but for whatever reason, there's some disconnect there. Whenever we do an update like that, where the game just stops recognizing you, your IP or your account, whatever the case may be, and you can't log in. So I struggled with that for quite a while. I finally went in. I deleted my personal save file for Warframe. Deleted that. Thought I was going to have to delete the whole game and re-download it. I got to log in twice and then immediately booted twice in a row. I finally get logged in. I finally get to the relay, and I get to the theater where there's some guy on stage talking about anticipation, blah blah blah. So I sit there in the theater and I wait, and I wait, and I continue to wait. At this point, other people are coming into the same exact instance that I'm in, and they're talking about sneak peeks about a dragon and a moose, and I even pull up some other streamers, what they're showing their content, and they're actually still seeing the Dewberry Paradox sneak peek, and I'm still looking at the theater. So I wait patiently the entire time in the theater, and I don't get a single second of sneak peeks. And then the guy on stage says goodbye, boots me from the relay. That's it. So for the second year in a row, 2022, I was excluded from Tennocon yet again. To make matters worse, all of the rewards that I had earned, my Titania Prime, the Syandana, the Sugatra, the fan weapon, I got none of it. Twitch says that I had it. I tried to claim it, but I didn't get it on my account. And before anyone asks, yes, my Twitch account and Warframe account have been linked forever. And back when I think it was a couple years ago, DE said to unlink it and link it. I did it back then as well. But still, no loot. So on top of being excluded for the second year in a row of Tennocon, I didn't even get my rewards. Now, what does that all amount to? Well, I can look at this as one of two ways. I can be paranoid and I can say, okay, somebody at DE hates my guts, right? They do not want me participating in Tennocon. They don't want me covering it. But the reality is, DE's a bunch of adults, for goodness sake. You would think if that were the case, DE would be adult enough to just send me a message to say, yo, we don't want you covering Warframe. We don't want you covering Tennocon. And I would have been like, yo, thank you. I appreciate you being upfront. I appreciate you being honest with me. I appreciate you giving me the respect. You'll never hear my name again. Boom. Warframe deleted. I'm gone for good. I'll never cover this game again at that rate. So I don't think, obviously, the point that I'm making with all of that is I don't think that that's the case. I don't think the DE would just target me, my account personally, and intentionally exclude me from activities. It doesn't make a lot of sense, particularly when they know I'm going to make a video. Granted, I'm going to have a small audience, but I'm still going to make a video about, DE kicking me in the nuts for the past 2 years, right? And on top of that, kicking me in the nuts a third time by not giving me my rewards. So again, my point is, that's not what's happening. In my opinion, this is another unfortunate event as far as technical issues go. It sucks. Yeah, it does, And understand I'm not mad. Again, shit happens. Does it suck? Yes, absolutely. After covering Tennocon for 2 to 3 years, to be cut off for the past 2 years, and insult added to that, the injury, or maybe it's the other way around, injury added to insult. I can't even get my rewards now. So what does this all amount to? Okay, well, it's really quite simple. Clearly, something is going on where I'm continually being excluded from Tennocon, right? There's something going on there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the technical issues are on my end. After 2 to 3 years, I kind of doubt that that's the case. Is it something going on at DE's end? Hard to say. Again, it could just be, the increased traffic in Warframe, and unfortunately, I got the short end of the stick. Yeah, again, it's possible. But this all leads to one outcome, and that is that, and again, I want to stress this isn't me being pissed off, this isn't me being angry at DE, but I think the healthier option is for me just to stop trying to cover Tennocon, walk away from Tennocon. And so the point that I want to make here, and the reason of this video, is to tell you that if you're looking for Tennocon content, you will no longer find it on this channel. Tennocon does not exist for me, because I will not be participating in Tennocon any longer. I will not be talking about anything that's Tennocon related. It doesn't exist for me, and it will not exist on this channel. So if you are looking for Tennocon content, you need to go elsewhere, because it's not going to happen here. Again, it's not out of spite, it's not out of anger. It's, I have to at some point say, okay, well, this is, 3 times in a row, well, 2 times technically, where I was excluded from Tennocon, and this time I didn't even get my rewards. Do I really want to try again next year for 2023 Tennocon? No, I don't. I wasted my entire Saturday on this, and I have nothing to show for it. I didn't get a single second of footage. I didn't get any of my rewards. If you're in my shoes, what do? You keep wasting your time on Tennocon? Or do you say, okay, yeah, that's enough. Enough is enough. And it's time for me to just kind of suck it up and just walk away from this. It doesn't exist for me. And again, I don't mean I'm not throwing any shade at DE. Again, shit happens. It sucks for me personally. I'm sure it would suck for DE, because if it happened to me, maybe it happened to somebody else. I don't know. Hard to say. Regardless, again, the moral of the story here is Tennocon will no longer be talked about. There will be no Tennocon content covered on this channel any longer. And again, I think that that's the healthier option, is just to pretend like it does not exist. So there you have it. Now, if you have any thoughts on this, by all means, please put it down in the comment section. And until next time, peace out.